Hello everyone, RG6 Roasters here to give you guys my thoughts on The Flash Season 8. Finally, we finally reached the final conclusion to Season 8. And honestly, this season is a very mixed bag. It's a very mixed bag, and we're going to delve into it. Okay. So what I'm going to do is talk about the pros, the cons, what I like about it, what I hate about it, and the graphic novels, essentially. So, starting out, graphic novel, I keep forgetting, is it like 5? Yeah, 5, Armageddon. I'm gonna give you guys my quick thoughts on that. I thought Armageddon is a mixed bag because episode 1 and 2 were fantastic. If you watched my reviews, I really enjoyed them quite a lot. I enjoyed them because it felt like what the Flash really needed. It needed dark and serious stuff, but at the same time, it's also able to provide a lot of old seasons like Season 3, Season 1, Season 5, etc. But Armageddon Part 3 was when the graphic novel went downhill. If you really rewatch that episode isn't even focused on Barry for half the episode. I'm serious. Unless I was drunk somehow. If you actually go back and rewatch that episode, half the episode is just focused on Cecile. Now, granted, I like Cecile, but I did not like her in this season, apart from the next graphic novel, which is Deathstorm. Like, half the episode was literally focused on Cecile. It's like, I'm not interested in that. Her scene with Iris went far too long. It's like, Barry was barely in the episode until like the second half of the episode, which is at that point where I just couldn't care less. Part 4 was good. It had a lot of problems with Dawn and all that stuff. That's gonna be in the con section later on. Well, episode 5, I could not give two craps about. Joe being pissed because, we're gonna kill Dawn even though we literally forgot everything this guy has done. You know, in the Walking Dead comics, everyone starts to realize maybe Negan wasn't the worst guy in the world. The Walking Dead comics, that would be like Thomas Richards. Thomas is just so much worse than Negan in the comics. But eventually people realize it's probably the best idea to punish people for their crimes because it's kind of their way of rebuilding society. It makes far more sense in the Walking Dead comics. It makes. Here it doesn't make sense. Dawn, do you think Barry would ever forgive Dawn for just murdering his mother? Barry would more likely say no. Yes, granted, Barry forgave Dawn in the comics for, murdering his mother, but why, essentially? I have no idea. So the interludes next. Episode 6 was not that great. It wasn't the worst episode. It wasn't that great either. I thought no one was real bad in that episode. Though episode 7, the Golden Face episode, was a really good episode. I really enjoyed the Golden Face episode. But then the next graphic novel, we have easily the best graphic novel of Season 8 by far, Deathstorm, or Ghostrider, I should say. Yeah, Ghostrider was fantastic. You really saw you really saw a lot of mystery going on, which I really enjoy. And I actually felt like the sense of mystery worked so much better than later in the season. Why can the rest of Season 8 be just as good as the Ghostrider arc? The Ghostrider arc was so good to a point that it felt like Season 6 again. Season 6 is my favorite season. It felt like Season 5 and Season 6, like best seasons of The Flash. Like the best seasons. Like Season 3. it felt great because I really love the Ghostrider. Can you call him Deathstorm and Ghostrider? You have Deathstorm or Ghostrider, as I like to call him, who's a really, really good antagonist. The uses of Ronnie was really, really nice, which in my opinion worked a lot. And Chilblain. Chilblain was by far the best character in that arc, in the Ghostrider arc. You know, he had a lot of development. You know, I'm actually one of the few people that actually likes Chilblain in Season 7, but I loved him in Season 8. I might just say this, Chilblain was my favorite character in Season 8. Chilblain had a lot of development, and there was always a sense of they're setting him up for a future antagonist role later on. Which is why when we get to the next chapter, I'm going to be very disappointed. But yeah, the Deathstorm arc went from very good episodes to like straight up beautiful, perfect episodes. Yeah. Episode 14 I still consider part of the Ghostrider arc, and so it would just leave episode 15 and 16. 15 I did not like. The reason I didn't like it was because here's the thing. During the Ghostrider arc, I did not like the Deathstorm, the time sickness storyline. The time sickness I didn't like. Because it always felt Iris had to become a literal idiot just so that the plot can progress. Because think about it. Why in the world would she not at least tell, like, Phantom Girl that, hey, I have a sickness for right now? I have a condition right now. Or at least tell her at one point, say, hey, like, I'm going to be far away from you, but then again, Sue is going to be here. She's going to take notes, and she's going to also talk to me about everything, etc. Is there any problem you have with that? And if she said, yeah, etc. It's like, why do you have to make ours look stupid just so the plot can progress? Makes no sense. Episode 16 was a really good episode. I really enjoyed it because I was actually able to connect to like Barry and the characters a lot because, you know, Barry had a feeling because Iris was gone with the time sickness, etc. It made sense. I actually was able to connect with him because I was able to connect with Barry. Now let's get into the recent graphic novel, the worst graphic novel of the Flash by far. Graphic novel number 7. I think it's known as like it's all negative, but still I did not like this graphic novel. This graphic novel had a sense of no logic, meaning like, okay, so apparently here's the thing. Barry puts Dawn, Lee, and you, instead of putting him in a meta cell where, like I said, my Season 8 finale review, where it's intelligent because, you know, every time Dawn, like, somehow, like, is able to, like, you know, somehow escape, Barry would literally rush over there in a hurry, and Barry would probably rush over there, put him back in the cell, and barricade it even more, and makes it even more impossible to escape. And if Dawn does the same thing, Barry can do the same thing over and over again. Some people say that sounds way too repetitive. It's not really that repetitive. It's just building the same thing over and over again. Just make it more and more barricaded. You had that kind of writing. So when Dawn literally escapes later on, when he becomes, well, yeah, when Iris dies from getting hit by lightning, and Dawn somehow comes back, it shouldn't be a shock, because Team Flash were idiots at that point. Episode 18, yeah, that was episode 18, no, that was episode 19. Episode 20 had a lot of issues. Cecile doesn't even understand anything Barry's doing yet. Barry would have probably told her at one point about how the time Dawn murdered her mother, murdered his daughter Nora in Season 5, or were the causes of their deaths. And so in my opinion, it's bad writing. Now let's go into the pros and cons. Let's start with the cons. Okay, the biggest con for the entire series of Season 8 was Eobard Dawn. This guy was used so much in season 8 to a point that I wonder why people even started, why he's even like a character when he's used so many times. Hey, remember back in early seasons when they used Dawn, but never to this amount? Season 5 started using him around the second half. Dawn was used in season 8 for 2 graphic novels. That is way too many graphics. That's way too much. That's way too much graphic novels. Way too much graphic novels. And Dawn killed the show in those graphic novels. He ruined Armageddon by saying that, oh, Barry was the cause of Armageddon, yet Reverse Flash turned out he was actually the cause, which was a very bad reveal, because in my opinion, it just showed how lazy they really are. They clearly don't care about quality. All they really care about is, oh, we need Eobard Dawn again. He's like, isn't he the best villain? Well, no, he's not, because you constantly use him. And also later on, they the negative force. Negative forces are just a weird idea. Says, how did they even become the negative forces? Another negative I have was Cecile. I actually really enjoyed Cecile in like season 4 and season 5 and season 6. She felt like an actual developed character. Season 7, yeah, I know her interlude episode wasn't the best, but at least it actually had a good concept. Actually felt like something original, something you actually would see in early seasons, whereas in this season, I just don't. The finale was probably her at her absolute worst. Another issue was Joe. Joe was horrible this season. Thank God we're not going to see a lot of Joe next season. In season 8, he had a lot of issues. So essentially speaking, Joe in season 8 would essentially get pissed at Barry when Barry has a feeling that this is the only plan that he has right now, or for doing the right thing, or doing the right thing, letting Dawn die. Because let's be honest, do you think Joe? I'm starting to feel like the writers feel like, oh, Joe is Eobard's best friend. You know, Joe and Eobard talk a lot. I'm starting to feel like that was what they were going for like Joe and Cecile are Eobard Dawn's best friends. You know, Joe and Cecile don't want Dawn dead. They don't want to see Barry pissed at killing Dawn. It's like, no. Eobard Dawn is not a good guy. He'd be friends with like Joker, or Red Skull, or Green Goblin, or just some of the worst people you can ever imagine. And you're saying, it's better to just don't be mad, Barry. Yes, he killed Iris, but we're not going to be pissed at him. Really? Joe and Cecile were terrible characters in this season. Terrible characters. And they had the Cecile becoming a vigilante storyline is unbelievably stupid. Cecile has almost no experience out there. Allegra makes sense. You know, Allegra is more out there in season 6. In season 6, she was out there a lot. Caitlin made sense. Killer Frost made sense. Vi made sense. Cecile makes no sense, though. Joe actually makes sense why he's not sometimes out there. Cecile doesn't. The reason why I'm saying Cecile makes no sense is because of this. Cecile is a lawyer. You know, they're trying to pull what they did on Daredevil when they say, realize, crap, Matt Murdock really was so bad in season 1 to a point now where he literally got owned by, like, everyone. And in my opinion, it kind of made it tough to watch because, yes, superhero films and shows should definitely have heroes losing at times, but not like against some of the easiest people they can ever fight. It just makes it difficult to watch, and it's just unwatchable. Because what's next? Batman loses to a regular thug. I wouldn't find that. I wouldn't see that happening in season 8 of The Flash. I'd see Barry Allen losing against criminals who are like the easiest guys. Like Mender's a criminal who's so weak. Barry will lose to him. And I could see that kind of run happening with Cecile. Cecile, horrible character. Another negative I have was just this season's structure, like The Walking Dead season 5 and last season's structures. This season is so bad when it comes to its graphic novel. The first 5 episodes were Armageddon. Episode 6 and 7 were interlude. Episode 8 through 14 were the Death Storm arc. Episode 15 and 16, interlude. And episode 17 through 20 were just Eobard Dawn stupidness. That's not the best graphic novel. It's like The Walking Dead season 5, you know, the first 3 episodes is the cannibal storyline from episode 4 through 8 is the hospital storyline, and from episode 9 is kind of like the interlude. And episode 9 and 10 are kind of like your interludes. Then episode 11 through 16 is the Alexandria storyline. It's kind of like that. Flash season 8 went the same route The Walking Dead season 5. And while The Walking Dead season 5 isn't that good, at least it still had some good moments. You know, and same with saying it had its good moments. But man, this season's structure was so bad. It was like last season's. It was just so bad. Alright. Now, let's talk about the positives of the season. For me, the biggest positive I can give to the season is Chilblain. Chilblain was a fantastic character, and I think he should have been the main villain for the graphic novel number 7. Because here's the thing, Chilblain is the type of character to be around, like, to be as a villain, to be in like 1 or 2 episodes. Yet 4 episodes as a main villain is really, really good. Because it sends a sense of personal to Barry. You know, Barry and Chilblain were buddies in season 8. And Team Flash and Chilblain's connection to Team Flash. But when Chilblain becomes a villain again, Team Flash would be hurted because now they realize one of their friends really is going down the wrong path. And you have like Chilblain, when he's a villain, takes first steps so badly to a point he just doesn't know how to take it and just starts causing a lot of havoc around the city. But Team Flash doesn't know that it's him. And eventually, Chilblain, until Team Flash is trying to do it, they try to tell him out of it that, hey, it's better that you just move on. Look, and Barry tells Chilblain about how he moved on from his own mother, which was not easy to get over. And imagine, like, and you could also have, like, saying how Caitlin did move on. Even if it took her a long time, she moved on. Chilblain just was never able to move on. Look at how so much more well written that is. Look at how so much more tragic that is. Do you agree? Do you guys now agree with me that Chilblain should have definitely been the main villain for graphic novel number 7? perfect amount of episodes, 4 episodes really would be perfect for chill playing. Because you have the first 3 episodes, the first 4 episodes, etc. Hell, if graphic number 7 was actually good and actually had this kind of storyline, because in my opinion they should have, as it still connects the previous graphic novel. Hey, remember back in season 6 when they actually had the blood work and the mirror storyline very similar? Yeah, were they similar in general? No, but they still had a sense of similarity because they actually connect to each other. You know, the blood work arc was about crisis. Mirror storyline is literally post-crisis, and you're seeing the consequences from crisis. CGI was good. Definitely better than last season. That's for sure. Deathstormer was beautiful. Deathstorm looked great. Way better than last season. But it's still some of the same stuff we've seen with Dawn. Anyways, I'm gonna give my ranking. I'm gonna give the Flash season 8 an I or C minus. Very mixed bag season for me. Very mixed bag. But what do you thought on Flash season 8? Do you like it? Do you hate it? Is it the worst season? Is it the best season? Or do you agree with me saying it's the most inconsistent season? Let me know what you thought down below, and as always, I'll see you next time. Goodbye.